If you're a woman with ADHD, this tarot reading is for you. Welcome to Maiden Mother Crone Tarot, where we hold sacred space for women with ADHD. My name is Kayla, and I'm so thankful that you are here. Today's reading is going to be December with ADHD. What does your December hold for you? What soul truths are you remembering as a woman with ADHD? So first we're going to work with the Maiden. I got 2 cards already. Maiden, can you please give us guidance? 3 for this ADHD collective. All right, and we have the 4 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Love to see that. Celebration, celebration, celebration. You know, it's really fitting. We just finished up my last call for my first cohort of the Phoenix Framework, which is my group coaching. And we were celebrating so much. It was so beautiful, so much excitement. So I'm glad to see that's coming through here for December for you guys. Next, we're going to work with the Mother. Mother, can you please give us guidance for this ADHD collective? Oh, did something flip? What will December with ADHD look like? What will their soul remember? What are the things that are to come, please? And that one. Oh, 9 of Cups. Yay. With the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Oh, I didn't introduce your cards from the Maiden earlier, so we'll do that real quick. First, you got the Knight of Wands. Let's see how I can cover this one. That doesn't work. The Star. And the Ace of Cups. From the Mother, we just got the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. That's 2 aces, guys. We have King of Cups. The 6 of Wands. So we got the 4 of Wands earlier on the bottom of the deck. Now we have the 6 of Wands. This is really success and recognition. So what have you been working on, friends? What have you been working on? And then she ended with the 9 of Cups. Love to see that. All right, lastly, we're going to call upon the Crone, keeper of ancient knowledge, the true voice that slices through all the confusion. Crone, what does December with ADHD look like? Those were easy. Thank you so much. Ooh, we got the 5 of Swords. Oh, I like to see this. 3 of Cups. With the, not that, 3 of Swords. And the Ace of Swords. Look, guys, it's my Phoenix Framework card. Woo! It's, you know, my group coaching is called Phoenix Framework, and this looks like a phoenix to me, so that's why I say that. I think it came out in the last reading. I will link it for you up here. Okay. Well, you know, the Crone tells it like it is, so I'm not surprised that we got some heaviness here. But it's smack dab in the middle, so we have some encouragement on either side that we can dig into. All right. So if we start this reading, December with ADHD, what is this going to look like? Well, we have the Knight of Wands, so you are pursuing something with passion. You are pursuing what brings you joy, what lights up your life, what makes your heart light, happy and light, not heavy. You know, this is fast movement, not slow. But then we have the Star. That's such a beautiful card. The Star is healing and hope, and like I'm immediately being drawn to the fact that she's kneeling and like presence, being here in the now. Choosing to believe that this life is happening for you, that you're not behind, you're not lost, that you're where you're meant to be in the now. And with the Ace of Cups finishing out that line, this gift of love. You know, a lot of times I like to see that as pouring love into yourself, but With the Star and the Knight of Wands, maybe this is you pouring into some charities that you love, some hobbies that you love, or people, other people. You know, a gift of love coming in for you to be able to share, right? With the Star, I'm thinking like pour in and pour out, right? Coming into you and you're pouring it out into others. This can make sense because December is, you know, in the holiday seasons, a lot of people struggle more during that time. A lot of people do, with this Four of Wands, travel home for the holidays. So we can celebrate. We can celebrate with others. And maybe this is with the collective that we have here. Celebrating finding soul family, finding spiritual women with ADHD that understand what you're going through and are walking this path of, you know, soul expansion. The path that's not easy, but does reflect your passion, does reflect your joy, because you're learning about yourself. You're learning, oh man, how to truly approach your joy, your hope. Oh, I should have covered that. Oh man. You know, maybe there's again, I take everything in the readings as part of the message. There's some freedom. Maybe you haven't been expressing yourself and you're finally going to release any of those chains. You're going to step fully, you know, the Star could also be recognition. Step fully into the light, the beautiful light of your truth. And that action, that choice pours into you. Right? Choosing you, and the love that comes in from the divine, love that comes in from yourself, you're able to pour that into others. You're able to celebrate. You're able to remember that you are love. That's what you are. You're love. Even when life is crazy, even when we have all of these, you know, this will probably post before the end of November, but you have Thanksgiving coming up, and for me personally, holidays are always so overwhelming because you have so many different families, right? So many different people to see, so many obligations. And one of the things we talked about in my coaching program is understanding that just because something has been done a certain kind of way for a certain number of years doesn't mean that's how it always has to go. So with this shedding away, like, I showed you her without covering her up in her full beauty. Maybe this is a season where you're going to be shedding some of those previous traditions that may have served a family that was smaller, may have served a family that didn't have as many children or many stops. And you're going to really step into a new version, set new traditions that honor everyone in the family, not just what has previously been done, but understanding that you can celebrate in small ways. You can celebrate in new ways, and it can be a new tradition, you know, with passion, with the Knight of Wands, the Four of Wands celebration, a new approach to the holidays. We have two aces here. So gifts, opportunities, new beginnings. And it's really funny, like December is technically the end of the year, but if you think about it, that's also welcoming in, ushering in the beginning of the new year. So maybe some of this energy is going to carry into January for you as well. But with the King of Cups here, this is exciting energy, especially in a time and a season where it can be really difficult. You know, when we have loved ones that have passed on, when we have hardships that we all face, tapping into that stability. And what I love to say about all of the kings, you know, I feel like tarot is a very personal thing. People interpret things differently. Always trust your own intuition, trust your discernment. But for me, the queens always embody, like they just softly radiate it, right? But the kings, like they can delegate, but there's a different level of understanding with the kings. Because they have embodied as the queen, they also can show extra compassion to other people, understanding what it means to go from discovery, what it means to go from working through your shadow, healing, getting to a place where you trust yourself and you trust your passions and you trust your freedom. It gives you a deeper level of empathy, in my opinion. You have the King of Cups and you have the Six of Wands. So this could be celebrating the freedom of others around you, celebrating, You know, maybe you started a cycle in your friend group. Maybe you started a cycle in your family. You're healing things in, you know, that's rippling out to your siblings, to your parents. This is true emotional stability, where you can see others going through things and have a next level of compassion without rushing in to fix. You know, we were talking about this week in my program about how we can let people be human. We can hold space for them without taking on the responsibility of healing them, of fixing them, of taking on more work at our jobs to try to alleviate those of our coworkers. We can celebrate others and hold space for them to just be seen and be human. And that's really what I feel like the King of Cups does, right? Not only has he mastered his own emotions, not only has he mastered his own feelings, he feels them too. Like, he doesn't box them down either. He also feels them, but they don't sway him. Not in the upright position anyway. But that moves into a celebration, a celebratory energy. And this is right under the star as well. Oh, I just love this. You know, there is a local yoga studio. I have not been able to join yet, but I'm super intrigued and I want to join. And they have, I think it's called like a Wild Woman Circle, and they meet once a month. And I was like, what? Why have I just now heard of this? I cannot wait to join, because there's so much sacred sisterhood that's missing. You know, we celebrate ourselves, we honor ourselves, we celebrate others. And that lifts everyone up. It lifts the collective energy up. Ending with the Nine of Cups. This is wishes fulfilled, true contentment. You know, I would really love to hear from you guys in the comment section below as you're moving into December, as you're moving into this holiday season. What are ways that you're planning on tapping into the Nine of Cups energy, that fulfillment to that? To me, it's also a card of knowing, right? Knowing that you're where you're meant to be, that you're chasing your passions and it's going to be great. You're healing your life. You're shining your light. You're showing love to you and others. And everything is unfolding for you. Contentment, knowing everything is unfolding for you. There's so many beautiful cards. But, you know, this wouldn't be a real reading if we didn't talk about what the crone had down here. So with the Five of Swords, conflict, tension. Maybe this plan of yours to change traditions or to start healing has made some people unhappy and they don't like it. You know, that's okay. That's their right. This is their experience as well. But keep offering the cup. Keep extending your hand. Keep joining in community and celebration and offering. Right? We have the Ace of Cups here and then the Three of Cups. Keep offering that love. Keep showing up fully as yourself. Don't limit yourself. Don't say, you know, it makes them uncomfortable when I'm so proud of my accomplishments, I just won't talk about it. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. And I'm not encouraging you to be unkind. I'm not encouraging you to flaunt or be super egoic in any kind of way. But to stand in your star energy, to stand in your Six of Wands energy, you can't help but radiate the light that you have. You can't help but be the light in the world that's needed. You can't help but rest in the knowing that you are doing what you're meant to do and that everything is unfolding and that your life is going to be exactly what it's meant to be. You can't help but rest in the fact that you have come to terms with everything in your life has taught you a lesson. It's taught you a lesson. The heartbreak, the loneliness, the shame, the fear. At this point in your life, it's taught you a lesson. And that is so beautiful. That takes the power away from those emotions and it gives it to you. It gives it to you in the star energy. Oh, we got the Ace of Wands twice. Wow, I just noticed that. Because I got so excited that it was, the Phoenix card. Continue to chase your passion. I'm hearing that it will bring clarity. Even if you're already in this Nine of Cups contentment energy, if you continue to chase your passion, it brings more clarity. If you continue to chase your joy, it brings more clarity, because your soul, the more and more it tastes that alignment, it tastes that working in service to others. I had a beautiful oracle card the other day that talked about service, and how when you stop trying to do things for gain, and you stop trying to do things for even for the recognition that could come, if you can step back and really evaluate your intentions, evaluate your motives, and realize you're doing it for connection, you're doing it for community, you're doing it for other people, because you're speaking from your experience, from your history, from your wound. No longer speaking from wounds, but speaking from your scars, from the things and the lessons that you have learned, no matter how heavy and difficult they have been. But the passion frees you. The passion for helping others. And something really interesting to understand here. You help others just by being you. Just by being fully you in your beautiful frequency of authenticity. Whoever you are. That is how you change the world, right? There's so much pressure on doing actions. And yes, there is a time for that. But I feel like with ADHD women in particular, because of the programming of always being behind, we take too much action. We're programmed to just keep acting and acting and going and taking the steps, because we feel like we're never going to catch up. But there is the secret. There is the beauty. In December of this year, you're going to understand that you're not behind. You are content exactly where you were meant to be. You know you're not behind. You know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to fix others. Just offer them softness, offer them compassion, offer them understanding, especially in this really difficult season. December is a difficult season for sure. So if you have someone in your life you care about and you're worried about them during this season, know you can express that concern, you can express that love. But however they respond to your support is not your responsibility, right? We can do all the things. We can find all the resources. We can give them all of the links and phone numbers to help. We can provide them with job opportunities and, find them a therapist. We can do all of the things, but it's not our job to do the work. It's not our job to do the work for someone else. It's their job. And you can be compassionate and understand that it is their job, and maybe their soul's not ready. Maybe they're just not ready to take that step. And that's okay too, because they're exactly where they're meant to be. I love that so much. Sending love and light to anyone that is open to receive. Thank you for sitting there with me for that. Thank you, Maiden, for this beautiful display of passion and presence and healing and hope and just what we need, right? I'm seeing Christmas lights now, like the trees that are sparkling, and just the magic, right? The magic of Christmas, the magic of December, the magic of being a kid again. Tap into that energy of a kid. Thank you, Mother, for showing us that we can be in our own emotional sovereignty. We can celebrate our successes without shame. We can rest in the knowing that everything is unfolding for us. And thank you, Crone, for showing us that our story is why we're here, to experience life and share that with others and not have judgment, but offer generously when it's requested. And thank you. Oh, thank you so much for showing up here today. I love sharing this space with you ladies. I love opening this energy and channeling your energy. And December is going to be so beautiful. I was not expecting this. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting overwhelm, to be honest. But man, you guys have worked hard. Man, you guys have put in the work. And it shows. It shows. It shows. And so I want to take a moment to celebrate you. Let's see if I can hide this. Celebrate you. The healing you've done. You're in your light. You're in your power. And together, we're going to celebrate you. So let me know below in the comment section. What are you celebrating this December? What are you celebrating? I am celebrating the launch of my first cohort. And oh man, guys, it was so beautiful. So if you want to join, the link is below. If you're interested in a personal reading, that would be a great gift for someone if that's something you like to do too. Availability is limited. So that'll be linked below. And as always, I want to remind you, on this channel, please come as you are and stay